Ladies and gentlemen, Swoodeasu.
Hello! Hi! Thought I was an amazing singer since I was like 5, so I was like, and then someone humbled me. I'm over here making the real shit, talking about thigh highs or whatever. what are they?
Yeah,
I
that
don't care what
real
they're
shit. I'm
doing.
talking about girl slides that can squash fucking melon.
Real women are really cool, okay? For me currently, I strive to reach a moment of being content and being like having some type of stability if with music and how that impacts my finances and stuff like that.
What's pop, peeps? Welcome back to episode 18 of the Peep Lounge, where today our guest, sitting at over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube and over 60,000 listeners on Spotify. He is the Sultan of Sound, the Prince of Pop.
Ooh, what the fuck?
I also heard his old gamer tag name used to be Sonic Lover 69.
That is incorrect.
Ladies and gentlemen, Swoodeasu.
Hello! Hi!
Yo, what's poppin', Chief? Welcome in. How you doing?
I'm chilling. I just moved. I'm getting situated.
Hell yeah, dude. Are you liking the new place? You liking the new place being out on your own? I think you have a roommate, am I not correct? If I'm not mistaken though, right?
Yeah, I do. It's a nice place. Some shit is broken, but we're getting it fixed.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad to have my own space to do my own shit.
So now are you building like your own little studio now for your music, or?
I mean, I'd hope I could.
What do you mean
I
you
don't know
hope?
what's on the. I don't know what's on the lease for the. Well, I know like I
Oh,
can't.
of what all you can do, kid?
Yeah, I can't treat the room properly, put acoustic foam and fuck up the walls or something. But like, I don't know if I said this, but I found there's like this plugin that like gets rid of all, because this room is really reverby. According to friends, you can't hear it over Discord, but like
I can actually kind of hear it as you're speaking,
yeah.
but it's okay. It's okay. It's not unbearable.
Yeah, it's super reverby, but I got this plugin that takes care of it, so my vocals sound fine. So it'll be okay. We'll see what happens.
Bet. So can we expect way more music now that you're living on your own? Like you got your own place? Let's fucking go. We win in chat. But on the real, Swoodeasu, thank you for taking time out of your such a busy life being Swoodeasu. To hop on the Peep Lounge, chat, BS, answer some questions, tell us your life story. Tell us why your old gamer tag name was Sonic Lover 69. No, I'm kidding.
Let's say still incorrect.
No, I don't know, man.
I thought you actually knew it for a
research.
second.
No, I didn't. I just made some shit up to be a funny intro.
Oh, shit.
But again, I appreciate you hopping in on here. I knew you've been wanting to be a part, and I kind of said that I'd get you a part of this a while back.
Yes.
But you already know my ADHD ass keeps forgetting, so it's better late than never. So I appreciate you waiting and being patient while we kindly waited for your episode. But I'm expecting this episode to be a fucking heater of an episode. So with that being said, Swoop, I normally start these off the exact same way with every guest. Tell us about your origin story. How did you end up here? Well, how did you end up in the Nerdcore community making Nerdcore inspired music?
I don't know why, but I like I just have always liked music. I thought I was an amazing singer since I was like 5, so I was like, or whatever. And then someone humbled me, and then I started, and then I ran on like I like around like high school time, I downloaded SoundCloud and I saw like a bunch of people, like rapper people doing like, to me it sounded like professionally mixed, like actual like studio produced like raps about like anime girl, but like the cringe stuff, like the anime girls, and well, not cringe because some people still do that, but like, you know what I mean, like
yeah, no,
like the super weeb, like 2D hentai, I want to go to Japan, sip sake, thigh highs type shit. And me being like a horny ass teen, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that too. So I started I was producing before that, but I started rapping, and then that shit got boring. So I was like, uh, well, let's try singing again. And then I spent some time on SoundCloud singing and got a taste for it, got better at it
Hmm.
and stuff. And I've always liked anime, so it just made sense for me to do that. Nerdcore in particular, though, I remember. I'll expose myself. I remember. I think Caspi was the person who was like, "Dude, you should try Nerdcore. Like, actually, like joining that
Shout out
scene and
Casby. Shout out
uploading."
Casby.
Absolutely. He was like, "You should try joining that scene and uploading like AMVs, like YouTube stuff, and put your music there." And I was like, "Eh." Because my impression of nerdcore at the time, because from what I knew when I listened to nerdcore, it was back in middle school, and it was people like rap battles with like the Infinite Source who did like Sonic versus Shadow,
Oh, yeah.
or Link versus Sora or something.
Like your video game rap battles type of
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Like ERB or like or
Yeah.
Bryside, he would do like Call of Duty stuff. And I was like, that's cool, but like I don't unironically listen to that. I just think it's cool to do it. But
Yeah, like
like
you wouldn't go out of your way, like if you wanted to play something, you wouldn't go out and
yeah.
voluntarily play it, but it was just something that you enjoyed, just
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
fun off watching.
I was like, that was my impression of what nerdcore is. I thought it was just either like a bunch of like young people that like were like really shitty at music, or a bunch of adults trying to cling on to like their youth or something.
Oh,
I was
that's
like, I don't want to
crazy.
join that shit, dude. I'm over here making the real shit, talking about thigh highs or whatever. what are they?
Yeah,
I
that
don't care what
real
they're
shit. I'm
doing.
talking about girls with fucking thigh highs, man, and those slides that can squash fucking melon.
That was, yeah, I don't know, man. I had like a really kind of obnoxious ego at the time, but eventually I folded and I was like, I'll give it a shot.
Yes, sir.
And so I uploaded some older songs on YouTube, and I started to see some type of motion, some type of traction,
Yeah.
and a couple compliments here and there. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can la la la. So I mostly treated it as like a side hustle until GBJ, Game Boy Jones, he got me on the Tengen Uzui feature,
Yep.
which that came out of nowhere. I knew who GBJ was before that, but I wasn't like crazy familiar. But I just knew like this is a pretty, in comparison to my numbers, this is a pretty big guy. All of a
Yeah, I was
sudden
gonna
asking me for a
say,
feature. What the hell happened?
fun fact that Tenkan Uzui track was my introduction to you as an artist. So I would,
Yeah,
if it wasn't for that song, and I feel like that's the case with a lot of people. Like they found out from you from that song because that song was one of like the better Game Boy Jones songs of that year. What was it, like 2021, 2022? That song came out.
yeah, it was like a couple years ago.
Yeah. So that's how I figured out about you. So shout out to Game Boy for that.
Yeah, that's how most people found out that I exist. It definitely put me on the map and stuff.
Yeah.
And once that happened, I just kind of realized, okay, I'm involved now, and I am getting tired of this cringe, like degenerate, like weeb type music that I'm doing. I got a little older. I got a girlfriend. Realized real women are really cool. Okay, I have to settle
What's that
for.
like? What's that like having a girlfriend?
It's amazing. No, but yeah, man, I was like, yeah, I'm involved now, I guess. So then I started just finding animes that I liked and making songs attuned to those. Um, and I just keep doing that, and now I'm here.
So that's actually a perfect segue to the next thing I wanted to ask. You're different in terms like as a nerdcore musician in the state where or in the fact where you're the topics and the themes that you base your tracks off and inspire your tracks off of are not ones that you would just see popular within the nerdcore community. Like obviously you got your people who do a lot of JJK tracks. They do a lot of just popular stuff, whereas you do a lot of more just whatever anime or whatever you're into at that time. Like
Hmm.
so why haven't you like hopped on like to trying to figure out like what JJK song whatever's popular like a Has Been Hotel or anything like that, like why haven't you dived into those trends and kind of stuck? Like I respect it, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it,
Hmm.
but I'm just kind of curious like your mindset with that, because like I said, you have like a very different catalog than what most people like. It's because I know we talked and you said that your main thing was slice of life Like you like your romance stuff.
Yeah.
And if people know your catalog, you write about animes from that genre. You don't really write about any of the popular stuff. So I was
Mm.
curious, like, what's your thought process and why you don't jump onto those trendy stuff or anything like that? You're just not passionate about that kind of stuff, or do you just not enjoy that media? Like, what goes through your head when you decide that?
Um, I mainly it's not because I don't want to. It's because and it's not because I don't enjoy those animes. I think JJK is awesome, and One Piece and Dragon Ball. I think those are awesome. I'm absolutely a fan of those. I just like I, when I first hopped into nerdcore, I wanted to establish my like from the jump that I was somewhat versatile.
Yep.
So if you needed me to rap, I could do that, or if you wanted me to be uh, a hyper pop guy, I could do that, or if you whatever, if you wanted me to do whatever other genre under the sun, I could do that. But eventually, I just really leaned into pop because I like pop. I love pop music. And then I really leaned into it, and eventually I kind of felt like I put myself in kind of a box where I was like, I like doing pop, and pop seems to be like the main force between how like people
Hmm.
expect from me or what they know of me and stuff. But it's also specifically the kind of pop that I make. It's surprisingly very hard, at least for me, to figure out how I can upbeat pop my way around a JJK track or stuff, especially when everyone else, when they're dropping JJK tracks, it's either something that's like kind of solemn or like kind of, it's either something deep or
Yeah.
it's something that's like someone rapping their ass off or someone on a rock track screaming their ass off.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I I could, but like none of those three things are my forte. I
Yeah.
know where I belong. I know what I like doing. I know what people like from me. So people love the bouncy, uppity vibes or whatever. Put a smile on your face, whatever. And I'm just thinking, how the hell can I translate that into like a JJK track and something? The only person I've seen sort of do it in a way that like works for him, but I feel like it works for him because he's him. Is Game Boy,
Oh yeah,
who's
100%, 100%.
he's made tons of like songs that like you like on animes that like you wouldn't think this type of vibe would fit like the way that the shonen works or something, but
Yeah,
he's
like,
done it a bunch.
yep. Like he made like a pop track about like My Hero Academia,
Yeah,
and like his some of his JJK stuff is different than what you hear from most JJK. Yeah, Game Boy is a good example of that. So
but
shout out Game
personally
Boy.
I feel like that works because it's like it's him
Oh yeah,
doing it. I feel like
yeah,
he has the repertoire and like the kind of, I don't want to assume things, but kind of like this the security to do so
yeah.
without worrying too much. I think with me, also kind of morally, I just like I don't want to force myself to try and navigate around like an anime that I already just from the jump couldn't figure out how I was gonna do it. Instead, I would just go find, slice of life, and it's also a bit of a win-win situation because number one, like I don't it's not no like I don't want to do what's popular, everyone's doing it,
Mhm.
but it's just like I like what I like. And if and I've gotten to this point, I've gotten features with, some of the more higher numbered artists in the scene. I've gotten an interview before and now I'm on the Peep Lounge a lot.
Yeah,
I've
sir.
I've gotten here doing exactly what I've been doing and
Mhm.
just doing, that
And I
stuff. So I
respect
feel
it.
like
I respect it.
yeah, I don't feel any pressure to do any popular stuff unless I have a genuinely a good idea for it.
Yeah.
And plus, it's like a win-win situation because I get a lot of comments on songs that are like, "Oh wow, this song made me want to check out this anime," and I'm like,
True.
"Oh, so not only do am I able to deliver a song, but also I get people to expand their taste and
And
check out more animes and stuff."
in nerdcore, that's hard to see because like I've had conversations about this in the past, but one of the big stigmas within the community, especially from an artist standpoint, is that people don't tune in for the artist himself. They tune in because of whatever song that you're performing about. So if let's just say DPS or makes like a Kakashi song, right? Like
Hmm.
it's probably gonna get a lot of views because it's Kakashi. Not it's gonna get a lot of views because it's DPS.
Yeah.
because it's DPS, and has like a huge following, but it's gonna get that additional the additional views because it's Kakashi, because it's a popular like anime character. So the fact that you have an audience that'll just check out whatever song you make because it's you, even though they might not be so knowledgeable on whatever anime that you, or whatever character or whatever that you happen to be writing about, shows that you got a lot of fans within your community that are there for you and your music, and not necessarily the stuff that you are writing and making songs for. And I was gonna give you props too, because you, like I said, you don't really make songs about like stuff that are super trendy and what's popping in just within nerdy anime, video games, or anything like that. You kind of just do what you enjoy, but your music still does really well despite that fact. Because I know a lot of people, they're afraid to dive into like smaller animes or things that might not be so trendy because it doesn't get views. But in your case, I feel like you're one of those people that it works for. Like, I can see you get up to that point like a Game Boy Jones where you can do stuff like that because it's you. People expect it from you, and I don't mean that in a bad way. But it's just like you're just so unique, and you stand out a lot more within the community just because your sound, what you prefer, like your themes of your tracks, your inspirations and stuff like that. You stand out. So I wanted to give you your props for that, because you do, not only do you do what you enjoy, but it also receives equal amount in love and support. So I wanted to give you props for that as well. So shout out to you, Chief, on that. And keep doing it, man. Keep doing it, man. I love seeing like you dropped like a Hokkaido Girl song or whatever. Like, that shit was a banger, and I've never thought in a million years that there would be a Nerdcore song about Hokkaido girls. But
that's the thing. That's like the second thing. Like, I understand why they do the popular stuff, because like I feel like things are quite different for me, but I think for a lot of them, Nerdcore, making music, it is their livelihood, it is their career, and if you have to navigate that the best you can to make, so you can pay your bills and put food on the table. Some of these guys, they got kids and families, and this is how they feed. And like, I get it, like, totally. The algorithm, all that stuff. I've had back and forth with people about doing the popular stuff and the algorithm and stuff, but I'm in such a position where I'm in a box, but I'm also somewhat free to kind of do this because I don't necessarily rely on this as my complete income.
Yeah.
So it's fine. And also, just secondly, if I don't do it, who else is gonna do it? Type thing. It's like everyone drops a JJK track or like la la la, but who's out here Hokkaido girls? Like, who's
even Oshinoko? There's not even a lot of Oshinoko songs.
Yeah, there wasn't that much. It's true. People like, they don't like. I don't like. I just feel like there's a whole kind of like. I feel like a lot of my audience is kind of niche in the sense like there's a whole section of people that would love songs on these maybe less talked about animes or a lot that they just kind of stumbled on, but like kind of like dread the fact that they won't get it because they won't get it from a Rustage or a DBS, from a Rustage, or let's say DPS or a Rustage or Fable, or shout out them, but like, it's just, they're not gonna do that. I don't, unless they really really fuck with it or something. So I feel like if nobody else is gonna swoop in and like cater to that, I feel like
it's completely untapped potential right there.
Absolutely.
Like it could do very well, but it also is like, it's a risk too, because it
works for me very well because it's unsaturated as well because no one else is doing it. Well, not many others are doing it. I've seen other people cover these animes. I'm not gonna act like I'm the only one who does it. It's just, it's very unsaturated. I'm not competing with much or with many people. So it's very free.
It's very, very, very true. And like I said, it's one of those things that is just like, you make songs about what, not necessarily what's trending, but what you enjoy. And at the end of the day, that's gonna prove your longevity. Because if you're making songs that you enjoy, it just makes that process of making music and all that just way, or and this doesn't even have to apply to music, just overall anything in like a creative space. If you're making something that you enjoy, you're just your willingness to improve and do more and stuff like that is just gonna build up more and more and more. Whereas if you're just doing songs because JJK's got a new season coming out, got to make a new JJK song, and feeling like you have to because of the algorithm. Like, I'm not saying people don't enjoy making those songs. Like, you can most people probably do.
Yeah.
But at that point, if you got that mentality where it's just like you're doing it because you feel like you have to please the algorithm, then I feel like it's detrimental in the long run, because if you don't enjoy it, then why are you making music on it? And then it's just gonna like burn you out because you're not enjoying it, and etc. And it just becomes like that domino effect of just negative stuff. So like I said, big ups to you for making stuff that you enjoy. And as untapped as a lot of it is, like I said, man, a lot of people just show up for Swoodeasu because, oh shit, it's Swoodeasu. So and that's one thing I've always respected about you, because it's just like even because I know you as like a Konosuba guy too for another thing, and it's crazy with an anime as popular, because I feel like Konosuba is like in that like middle ground.
Yeah,
it's not like niche, but it's not like super popular. It's kind of like in that middle ground. Not a lot of people have covered it, right? But it's just like, and seeing like your Konosuba songs do well. Like I think your most recent one, the one that you just came back with, that Megumin one, banger song, did well. And it's about Konosuba, so it's not pop. Dude, I'm just so envious of you because you can practically do whatever you want and it does well. And I hate it. It's
really funny.
But
I don't know. My standards have risen a little bit. So like, what is a song doing well is like constantly changing for me. I think the Megumin song could have done a little better if like I was consistent up to that point. I think there was an impact due to the fact that I took that 5 months off and that just bam, Megumin. But like it did way better than I assumed it would do after like a 5-month hiatus song. So I can't complain.
And consistency definitely does help in that aspect of trying to like
absolutely
trying to maintain the viewers and the views on all the videos and all that stuff too. So that just depends on the consistency. But I just wanted to get into that because, like I said, you're just way that you approach your music is different than how most people. So I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about that. But if you guys aren't aware, for the people at home, Swoodeasu is a part, and you got to correct me because I might not know the proper terminology, but I don't want to say you're part of a. Would you guys consider yourself a collective?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
So you guys, so it's a collective, because I know some people's like, oh, we're just a group of friends. Oh, this is a collective, yada yada. So I just wanted to make sure, like, if you're not a collective, I don't want to call you a collective. So you would consider Psycho Maho a collective of people, right?
I would.
Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
So how did your story with Psycho Maho begin? And shout out to all the members of Psycho Maho out there too, a bunch of talented individuals. But how did Psycho Maho originate, and how did your story with Psycho Maho originate? Because I'm assuming you're probably one of like the founding people. I'm going to assume you were.
Yeah, sort of. I back when I was a SoundCloud junkie before Nerdcore and all that, I guess I found a sort of cool community, and that's how I met a lot of the people that are still in Psycho now. And that community, I just made some good friends, and we talked every day and stuff. And so I was like, we just came up with that idea that we should just form like a force, like a group of sorts.
Yes, sir.
And so we did that. Someone came up with we were trying to think of a name. Someone came up with the name Psychoma. We just translated. We used Google Translate. We translated the best magic or the very best magic to Japanese, and that's what came out. So
it just means the best magic.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
So
crazy.
we just ran with it. But it also has its own ring to it. Psycho Maho, you
No, it
know?
does. It does
So
actually have a ring to it. It rolls off the tongue.
yeah. So we totally ran with that. And since then it's been up and down with it. Like I've had people have come in and then fallen out and then la da da da. It's been around since I don't know 6 years ago, and leading to now where even like a couple months back, I thought this this huge resurgence was going to happen. I was really putting a lot of effort into it. Well, before that, actually, we made like an album, which came out flawed because everyone couldn't get everything done in the way we planned it to because of life.
Yeah.
So we just left it in the dumpster for a little bit and then came back like a couple months later. And then that's when we were like, oh, we're gonna research this because I had signed some things and then finally we had some kind of backing. So I had like, oh, McGuire's here, Shiro's here, Noise is here, other Lou's here, a bunch of other people are here, and it was gonna be a huge resurgence, but for like same reasons as before, things got weird, and then like it low key just I don't want to say it like died again, but I just want to say that it now it's kind of like we're kind of just low key doing the second channel content. It became more of a content creation thing
Yeah.
than it was about the music in the first and like how it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And people in the group now, they have lives and things to do and their own struggles and their own time consuming stuff, and so it's a little difficult to try and like organize a collective effort to do much. And every time I bring that up to someone, they'll question me and be like, okay, so if that's the case, why do it, or why have it, why still make it exist? You might as well just fold until like 10 years down the line when you guys can actually are self-sufficient to the point where you can do something like that. And that's a very smart and educated thing to say,
Yeah.
but I'm just a very stubborn person and I care a little too much about it, and I like it could fail. Like it could mess up. I could mess up 20 times with it. I could try and revive it again and have a whole album put together, and it could fall through for whatever reason, and I'll do it again and again and again and again and again. I can't find myself giving up on that group or my group of friends. Even the people that we talk to in there that don't make music like that, I still, over the course of the years, still try to get them involved and show them like you are, you can be important. You are important. You know things I don't. You can help with things I don't. You can open FL and do stuff. You can get there.
Yeah.
And stuff. I never gave up on anybody who's in Psycho currently, and I just can't find it in myself to let that go, especially because there's so much amazing potential that could happen if
True.
the stars align. So instead of probably making the smarter decision and letting it go, I just decided to just sit down and wait for
the right time.
wait for the stars to align. So
That's
we
a
can,
W. And like I said, Psycho
like,
Maho's, I feel like, is one of those collectives where you just got a bunch of young, like, and up and coming talented people. So there's might be some people who's just like, yeah, they're still making a name for themselves with whether it be music or whatever they're doing. Because like I said, you got people like Caspi, you got people like Pat, you got people like Austin. All those just talent. There's you got a bunch of talent. There's a bunch of talent within there, and trust me, I've had a lot of conversations because I've spent a lot of time around a lot of the Psycho Maho members. And there's a lot of talent within you guys, and just I wouldn't like I kind of understand where you're coming from too, where you don't want to let it go because there could be that perfect moment. There could be that perfect where the stars align and you're able to finally do like I think you like what you said, you were working on like a little project musically from the music standpoint, and trying to get people involved or whatever, and that could and I get life happens, like shit happens, people get pulled away and stuff like that, but there could be that perfect moment where it's just like, hey, the stars align, this person, like everybody just everybody's free for a brief period of time. Like
Hmm.
it's like I said, it's just the stars align for that moment in time, and you're just waiting and biding your time for it. And even still, yeah, you said that a lot of the people within Psycho Mauer, they got lives, they're busy, that's
Hmm.
going through some stuff, whatever. Just be, just because you guys aren't as productive as like maybe you guys want to be, it doesn't
Hmm.
mean you gotta completely just give up. Like people go through spurts, man. You think all the other collectives like they're like your, for example, like your loops or your rumble worlds or whatever, just any of your
Hmm.
collectives, you think that they're just 100% at all times, they don't take breaks, they don't go through things like behind the scenes personally and stuff like that? Like, no, everybody goes through some shit, man. So if people,
Yeah.
so I get where people are coming from, but at the same time it's just like we're still close. Like we don't like hate each other. There's no reason to
Yeah.
like it's just like there's no pressure. Like why? Like I get it though. I get it, but I can tell it. Oops,
It's
sorry.
something for sure. No, you're good. I was just gonna say it's something. It's like I don't know. I just like we're still cool people, and I just ask for people to let us cook. I'm sure we'll come up. I'm sure something
Absolutely.
crazy will happen. If it's the climate in Nerdcore is very well, I don't know if anybody would disagree. Maybe people would, but the climate of nerdcore, at least over the time since I've been here till now, it seems currently it's very, very work oriented. It's
Yes.
very like work, studio all the time.
Yep.
Best song ever, reach perfection, la la la. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think about that a bunch, and I think about that, also in terms of just psycho and stuff. And it makes it makes. I think maybe public perception, due to that being the atmosphere and a public reception, but then when anybody were to bring it up, unless they're just general fans of what we do,
Mhm.
then in general, I wouldn't be surprised if someone was like, "Oh yeah, them. What are they doing?" or whatever.
Yeah.
The thing
Yeah.
is, like, it's not about that to me. I believe, no matter what, I believe in it, and I believe in those people in it to the ends of the end of time. So I, I kind of don't care. I just, I feel I've known for years that something cool would happen if I just be patient
Hmm.
and figure things out and learn more and grow as because I'm somewhat the leader, I guess, but I'll admit I'm not one for leading
Yeah.
or whatever. But I'm learning and I'm growing the skills for that, and I'm learning a lesson each time it fails, and I'm just gonna keep
Absolutely.
going and doing it again until
'Cause see,
I hit something good.
I was gonna say a lot of people forget about the fact that trial and error exists.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
nobody expects you like to just hit home runs every single time you do something. Like shit
Hmm.
happens. You might like an idea that doesn't really put pen to paper very well. Something might not do as well as you thought it would be. Like you might learn something that you didn't know before, and it completely changes how you approach things going forward. Like things are not going to be perfect for the first time, and just when you're trying to figure something out, because like you said, like you've had like you're kind of I don't know, like you the way you were saying is like an unspoken leader within the group, or at least
Yeah,
like not like you get
something
looked
like
at.
that.
You get looked at. Like I know you probably don't see yourself as much of that leader. Like you just think of yourself as just one of the members. Like, but at least that's what I from the way you made it sound like. I'm going to assume.
Yeah, I do very
Uh,
much.
but it's just one of those things too. Is just like you pointed out. Nerdcore is in a very work oriented. Everybody's just so locked in,
Hmm.
doing their own thing, and it's just and if you're not within that wave, it can kind of be looked at as like you're getting like you either
Yeah,
step
like
up or
you're not.
step up or step aside type thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And people forget that hey man, some people just want to have fun with it too.
yeah.
So it's just like yeah, like for you for example, I'm not I don't mean like no shade when I say this, but like
Hmm.
you're you're not as consistent as a lot of people. Like I know people drop weekly, bi-weekly, tri-weekly, once a month, yada yada yada. Like people have like a set schedule, whereas you, at least in the current time, you'll just You'll drop a song whenever you're ready to drop a song.
Yeah, very true.
And some people need to like. It's not always about like, oh, you got to go do this, because people have different expectations of what they want out of
Yeah.
music. Like, I don't know what you want out of me. I don't know if you want to make a career out of it or if you just do it just for fun or like how you approach it, but you might not have the same mentality as somebody of like a DPS who obviously this is their career, this is how they support their family, so of course they got to keep up with like the week, like the I think he's like on a tri-weekly or once a month schedule or whatever, but he has to do that because this is his career and he takes it that seriously. But you might not have that same mentality when you go into your music.
I think the biggest difference between me and like people like DPS and others that are like him is that they are extremely like, not to say I'm not, but they're like extremely motivated.
Yeah.
They could have it. I feel like they're the type of people that they could have it made. Like, you know, they could be cool. They could not drop a song for another 20 years and that'd be fine, or type shit. And like, but they would still do it.
Yeah.
Like the love and the passion and the motivation to do so regardless. For me currently, and I've been judged for this before, but for me currently, I strive to reach a moment of being content and being like having some type of stability if with music and how that impacts my finances and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be, you know, I'm not trying to make the most perfect sounding quality song known to man. I'm not trying to be on the Forbes under 30 list or something. I'm not trying to be the number one pop star or something. I just
he is the Prince of Pop. So.
If you say so. I just like making music, and I feel like it'd be really lovely to make a career off of something that I enjoy, to be able to live off of something I enjoy, and just to reach this moment of contentness. And I've been fully transparent with people in saying that like if like I am passionate about music, but it's not even in my top 5 of things most important to me in this life at all. I love music, and I'm happy I get to do it, and I have people that support me and love it, but it's not even top 5 of things. If I meant like I get to spend more time with I make memories with my friends.
You said you got a relationship
with my girlfriend.
You got a relationship. You gotta
it's that I cherish.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's that I cherish. I cherish having a good time and having memories and having life work out in a pretty positive manner with the people that I've come to cherish and love and treasure and stuff. And if for whatever reason, God forbid, but for whatever reason, music just turned out to be like, that's not what's gonna get me there, I would drop this shit on a dime. Yeah. like I'll go back to college. I'll do whatever the hell else, because if that's what's gonna get me to that point, then I'll do that. I'll drop this shit easy, or no hesitation. But I hope I don't need to. I really enjoyed making music, and I hope that doesn't make people question my passion for it, because this was the only thing I've said it before. This is the only thing I've stressed about over that 5-month hiatus. It was the only thing on my mind, like how I was going to make the next song or anything like that. But I cared to reach a moment where I can be content and I can comfortably pay bills and go to Disney World with friends or something like that, and whatever. I could care less about being like the top guy. I will say though, I realized that competition almost seems par for the course and almost kind of necessary, I feel. And so despite everything I just said, almost like a juxtaposition to what I just said, like, if I'm being forced to compete, then fine. Like, fuck it. People took there were some people kind of threatening me. They took my number 1 spot here. So like,
damn,
took the crown here. So I'm like, all right, fine. If you're going to force me to compete, if I make better songs, then all right, we'll do that. We can run that shit. We can run that gauntlet.
Yeah.
So I'm totally down for that. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't have some type of ego when it comes to that kind of thing. But like in general, my main goal is just to
Get into a place where you
have.
can be content.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and
That's
I
all I
respect
want.
that because, like I said, like, and Sue just explained it in like a perfect way, but it's just like people have different mentalities when it comes to making music and how they view it.
Hmm.
Like Sue said, he's just happy being content. Like, is music his number one priority? No, like he's got other things that he prioritizes. But somebody like DPS, music might be there. Obviously, I'm pretty sure DPS puts like his family and children like above it. But
Hmm.
he thinks of music a lot more highly than other people.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't realize it's just like, hey, so like it's okay to for people to have different ideas or different thought processes when it comes to approaching their music, but everybody's just like, oh, you got to do this, and everybody speaks and like you have to do it this way, when it's just like, no, bro, because like different people's got different life situations, different stuff going on within their life.
Hmm.
They might prioritize some different things above others. Like, there's no set way of going and how to approach. And like I said, this is one of those things. It doesn't even apply to just music. Just anything in the creative space. If you're a content creator, if you're a musician, anything like that. Like,
Hmm.
some people just have a different mentality and of how they approach something.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you opening up and being transparent about that. And it's like being honest. Like, hey, I'm gonna be honest. Music isn't my number one priority. Like, I got a relationship. I got friends. I want to make sure I'm doing okay. Yada yada yada. Like, I appreciate the music. I enjoy it, but it's not my number one priority. And I appreciate you
Yeah.
being transparent about that. Because it just goes to show that for the people out there, like, you don't have to always just be so like, oh, I gotta draw, like, I gotta do this. Like, do whatever you think is gonna help you out in the long run.
Yeah.
So if you feel like, oh, hey, I feel like I'd be better off dropping a song whenever I can and I know I can perfect it, rather than feeling like you got to drop a song every week because everybody else is dropping a song every week. Do what you
Yeah.
want. Do what you want to do. And I know people's like, oh, consistency is key if you want to grow. Like, yeah, screw all that, man. If you're gonna be happy, if you'd rather be more happy just dropping whenever, then drop whenever. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the only person's ideas and the only person's opinions and thoughts that matter are your own.
Yeah. Of
And like I said, I appreciate you opening up and being transparent about that, because
course.
some people out there might need to hear something like that about, like, they don't have to be just so 100% on music if they think that they're going to make it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But so shout out to Psycho Maho too. Like, those, like I said, you got a good group of people in there. Like I said, I've had a lot of interactions with you guys and you and everybody else within that little
Yeah.
collective. They're
All
all
those guys.
they're all good people. So shout out to Psycho Maho if any of you guys watch this. But a different change of pace. We got a little deep here, so now we're gonna liven things up a little bit. So
Real shit.
I was originally gonna ask this, but there was a couple of people who reached out to me wanting me to ask this as well.
Okay.
So the question that's on everybody's mind, apparently: where the fuck did your name come from? How did you come up with
Damn
your
it.
name, Sue?
I dreaded this scenario.
Uh-oh. Is it like a really
Literally,
bad story?
no. To be honest, it's not as bad because, like, you know, I just I I want I always like aliases that have like sort of like deep like personal places that they came from that represents them. And me,
And Swoodeasu is
my
one of those?
no, not at all. That's why that's why I dread this. But Swoodeasu is because my government name, which I don't mind sharing, I don't care what people call me, is Sean,
Yeah.
Sean Wood, and my last name Wode with a silent e at the end.
Yeah.
So I just randomly one day had the idea to take my first initial and my last name and put it together. So I had Swood or Swoode or something. But I remember my mom was like, "That sounds dumb." So I was like, "Yeah, but I like where that's going though. I feel like I could do something with that." So I took but at the time, this was in middle school too. It was at the time I was watching
So
like
you've had this name since middle school? That's crazy.
yeah. I had the Swoodeasu and I was super obsessed with Sword Art Online. And back then, when I took stuff like waifu list seriously or something.
That's crazy.
The number one waifu was Asuna, and I was like, what
Oh,
if
God
I
bless your soul.
I just randomly, I randomly had the thought, what if I take the first three letters of her name and just throw it on the end of
Why the
Swoodae?
first three?
I don't know. That was really weird of me, but I just thought the first three letters, and then I had Swoodeasu, and I was like, that is some exotic shit I've never heard anybody say, and I knew it too because when I signed up for Twitter and all these different social media accounts, it was never taken. Ever. I feel like I'm the only person in the world who came up with some shit like that.
Oh,
and I was
trust
like,
me.
well,
The way that you explained your thought process,
right.
I promise you're the only person to ever think of that. That's actually crazy. So it's literally
like,
just
I'm gonna
something
just
that you
run
just
with that.
randomly fucking
Oh, shit,
made up?
no.
That's crazy. Oh, man. That's wild. So there you have it, people. Swoodeasu's name is something that was completely made up, random, no sense whatsoever. So that just goes to show for the people out there who might want to get into music and you're trying to think of a cool artist name, man, you don't even need to think that hard about it.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
no, I feel like Swoodeasu was one, like, he thought hard about it, but for the complete opposite reason. Like, he was just thinking, it's like, oh, what if I take like the first three letters of this, the first letter of my first name, my whole last name, put them all together. Like, he thought too hard, but in the wrong way. No, I'm kidding.
I tried. I tried. I went by like fucking Woodbuster, and then I was
Woodbuster?
yeah, and
Ain't
then
no
I was
way.
Kid Gamer Boss, and then I was Rolofo, and then I think fucking I remember PewDiePie explaining his name, saying pew like a laser and die like death and pie because I like pie. So I remember I was sitting down on my bed and I was eating some ramen while drinking some ice water, and I was like, what if and so I named myself Hot Ice Noodle for a good minute. For like a good like year, I was Hot Ice Noodle.
Oh,
It's so thick.
man. Dude, Hot Ice Noodle. Can you see that? Can you imagine that name up in like a marquee somewhere? Just like now performing
Hot
tonight.
Ice Noodle.
Hot Ice Noodle.
That would be kind of crazy. I feel maybe I'll make another like alter ego and call him Hot Ice Noodle or something.
Oh,
That'd
dude,
be cool.
that'd be fucking crazy. I mean, in today's day and age, I can see anything being like an artist name, but that's crazy. He literally just put random shit together and threw shit at the wall, and it's like, yep, that's what I'm gonna be called. That's crazy. That's wild. Because somebody, one of the people who wanted me to ask you about your name and how you came up with it, said that for some reason, every time they see your name, they think of Swoodeasu, the Pokemon. And
I've heard that one 10 million times.
wait, are you really? Really? You hear that a lot?
I've heard. Yes, I've heard everyone. It's it was the one dude. I forgot his name, but it was someone who was reacting to Mango's like One Piece cipher that I was on, and bro was like, "Oh, Suda, is that the Suda Wudo?" And ever since then, it's just spiraled. Everyone just keeps doing that shit.
That's crazy.
I'm not mad at it. I just like, damn.
But no, that's definitely one of the more unique origin stories in terms of how somebody came up with their artist name. Because a lot of people, it makes sense. It's the variations of their name or whatever. But then you got some people like a Schwabity or Swoodeasu. It's just like, how the fuck did you come up with that? Like,
I gotta talk to Ham, bro. I still question after all these years what the hell made him.
I need to get
himself.
DPS on here to go over his. I need to go Ham Sandwich. Like, there's a bunch of people that I want to talk about how the fuck they got their name, because if it's anything like how you came up with your name, I can only imagine the story.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I don't feel so isolated because of that though. So it feels cool though.
you know, Swoodeasu is actually a really cool name, but I was just not expecting that that origin story. So that was crazy. So shout out to Swoodeasu for real. Shout out to the origin. Just randomly just putting words and letters together and hoping it's stuff.
Real shit.
But another thing, if you're Swoo fan, you would probably already aware of this, but if not, you're about to become aware of it. Swoo,
Yeah,
you're a big Sonic guy.
I am.
You're
Yes.
one of I would say amongst Nerdcore, you're one of the Sonic guys. Like obviously you got like people like Breton, you got people I'm gonna be honest, that's the only person I think that's above you in terms of
That's what I was
their
gonna
love
say.
of
I don't think
Sonic.
it pisses me off to think about because I don't. Sometimes I want people to also know me as a Sonic guy, but not many
don't
people
you don't
call
you
that
have
out. So.
don't you also have like an alternate Twitter account dedicated to
To
like
Sonic, yes, absolutely, and a third channel to Sonic.
oh,
Yeah.
so how did here's the thing. This is coming from somebody who knows absolutely nothing about Sonic. How did you get into
Yeah.
Sonic? Like what about it did you just connect with?
I always take pride in this because usually when people get into stuff, it's by proxy because they heard it from someone
Oh
else
yeah.
and they're like, oh, la la la. But I take so much credit for this because I don't know. I walked into a Toys R Us when I was like 4 or 5 and found like this replica Sega Genesis type shit, and I was like, looks cool. My mom bought it. Sonic 2. It was over, dude. As out of my own volition, I just decided that looked cool, and I was like, and I put myself onto Sonic,
Hell yeah,
and I
dude.
just loved it, dude. Him and Sora from Kingdom Hearts, just my two best friends. I swear.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Real shit.
So if I'm not mistaken, you said that you had like an alt YouTube dedicated to Sonic, right? I guess
Yeah,
I wasn't
Swoodeasu.
I guess I wasn't aware of that. What do you post over there? Is it like music or just Sonic
I
related content, or have you posted anything at
yeah,
all?
just like yeah,
Cool.
I posted it's like just Sonic related stuff. It's like me playing Sonic game mods or me talking
Oh,
about my thoughts on like new Sonic news or stuff like that.
yes, sir.
uh Writing scripts and that kind of like because I'm a huge fan of video essays and people that do video game retrospectives, and I was like I
Oh,
want to
that's
do
super
that
dope.
like Scott the Woz or Avalanche Reviews or the Gaming Brit and stuff like that. So I was like I want to do stuff like that but for Sonic because I know Sonic.
Yeah, dude, that's
So
dope. That's dope. So, have you ever thought about making like a Sonic song at all?
I have
Wait, you
I have like 2 Sonic songs I think.
on your main
Well,
channel?
yeah, well there's the Mephiles song who's like and the antagonist of Sonic '06, who I did with Kez, Dead Boy Kez or Kezura
That
now,
must have been a while
and
ago because I do not remember that.
it was a while ago.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't remember
I did
because I've normally
a
kept up with a lot of swoo in my time, but I don't remember that one.
oh, fuck. Oh yeah, I did like a Sonic Riders song, which a lot of people somewhat know about. I'm surprised you don't know about that.
Dude,
You a fake fan? What are we doing?
whoa,
Yeah, Sonic
buddy,
song.
whoa, buddy, relax. Everybody knows that I'm a swoo D rider. Okay, leave me be. Leave me be, bro.
Brother,
Leave me be. And I'm not taking this is not up for fucking debate. Anybody who watches this, just know you don't know Swoo like I know Swoo, bro. And
probably true.
ain't no way. Ain't no way. No. So Swoo was one of the first people that I interacted with in the community. I've known this dude since almost my day one in Nerdcore. So trust me when I say nobody knows Swoo like I know Swoo, bro. I'm willing to bet money on that. I'm willing to put
Real shit.
money down, no mortgage, bro. I'm kidding. That's cringy. I'm white. I'm white. Let me be. But no, it's really cool that you have like a second passion in Sonic
Yeah.
and just your love of Sonic to the point, like I said, where you got like alt accounts, like for on socials and YouTube and stuff like that. Where you do, so people who watch this who are Swoo fans and they might be Sonic fans who didn't know that,
Yeah.
go check out
Go to Swoo Blue, man.
go,
Swoo Blue.
Swoo Blue. Go check it out. The
Keep that joint.
link actually will be in the description. So go
Oh
check that.
shit.
Yes sir, yes sir. All your links will be in the description for
Oh,
sure. But now everybody go run it up if you're a big Sonic. Even if you're not a Sonic fan, just go fucking support Swoodeasu, man. Just go fucking
real
support it
shit.
on some real shit, on some real supporter type shit.
Good
But
idea.
well, I got a couple of questions here.
Hit me, man.
I got a couple of questions. I take to Twitter. You already know how this goes. I take to Twitter. We ask them, I ask them, give us stuff like questions or topics that they want to see us talk about, etc. Yada yada yada. And I got a couple. I got a couple questions here for you, that I need you to answer. Some of the hottest burning questions of 2024. So we got one from Evoker, talented musician.
Oh God.
Talented ass musician. If you haven't heard from him, yes.
Yeah, Evoker's awesome.
What's it like being the GOAT?
Oh, brother. Fuck off. What do you mean? It's like, brother.
What's it like being a GOAT?
I don't know. If that's his perception of me, then cool, I guess. I don't think I'm a goat. I think I'm a guy. I'm just a silly goose, and it's really weird to me. I'm just a silly goose behind the mic, and people just like be like, "Hey, so there's that guy."
Dude, I feel that because I'm the same way. People hype me up, and I'm just like, bro, I'm just a semi-funny white dude semi-funny fat dude who makes semi-funny videos.
What's really funny about that is that I feel like what I just said, you would disagree with me, and what you just said, I disagree with you, because I see why you're the guy, and I'm sure you see why I'm the guy. I don't think we see that ourselves.
Oh no. I think it comes down to a lot of like imposter syndrome, where like you feel like why do you have this platform that you have? Why do people think highly of me? Why do people put me up on this pedestal and make me to be out this godly human being? I think that kind of plays into at least from our perspectives, into why we kind of question whenever somebody might say something like that, because like I said, imposter syndrome is a very, very real thing, and I don't know how, like, I'm assuming just from the way that you were just talking that you kind of get imposter syndrome from time to time, but I'm not trying to make me seem like I'm just like this big person in terms of, like, I'm still like a small in terms of the internet. Like, I'm still a nobody. But people constantly gassing me up. They like, yo, Dean, like, you're doing such, like, the work that you've done for the community, man. I can't thank you enough yet. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Respectfully,
real shit.
Because like I just be doing my thing, bro. Like, I'm just a normal dude who makes normal videos that just happens to show a little bit, just a tiny bit of effort, and people for some reason they just praise me up and down. And don't get it twisted, I appreciate it. I'm not trying to say I don't appreciate it. I love all you guys to death for it, but it's just a mentality thing where it's just like, I don't feel like I'm necessarily doing anything that spectacular
That's how I feel every day, dude. I like, people see something really unique in us that, like, I don't think we'll ever fathom, but I think we can just at least be grateful for it. I don't know. Yeah, people say I have a very unique sound, and
you do. I mean, I'll give them that. You do.
I feel like my voice in general is very generic, and the pop songs I make, they're just pop. I'm still to this day cannot fathom the time I first kind of popped around these parts, and people started finding me, and I'd get comments like, "Oh my God, this is so unique. What genre is this?" And I'm like, "Pop." What's so unique? But
you just got to look at it from a nerdcore perspective. A lot of people who listen to nerdcore listen to mainly nerdcore, so they don't keep up. Like, like your style of music might be very common, just in general, but within nerdcore, it's different. Because a lot of people, with a lot of people, like, they're used to like the anime raps and stuff like that, and maybe like your rock music from like your Fable and your Divides and stuff like that. But so that whenever they go to like a Swoodeasu, and they click on a fucking Konosuba track from Swoodeasu and see like the upbeat, funky, groovy, kind of got a little life to it. It's something different that they haven't heard before within the community. And so that's why I feel like people look at you and be like, yo, dude, like you're so different from everybody else. Your style is different. Like, it might be the same in the grand scheme of things in terms of pop music, but within the community, it's different.
Maybe that's how I think of it. Yeah. I guess I've never isolated myself to just thinking like where I stand within this specific scene.
Yeah.
I always think just music in general, but
Yeah.
that is one way to think about it. That is
Yeah, and I was gonna say because I
maybe.
know from a lot of people they listen to Nerdcore and like they'll listen to stuff outside of Nerdcore, but Nerdcore is primarily and there's I'm not saying like there's anything wrong with it. Like listen to the music
Mhm.
that you want to listen to.
Absolutely.
And so I'm not like discouraging people for just listening to Nerdcore, but that's just how it is.
Hmm.
That most people listen to Nerdcore, they strictly listen to Nerdcore. So if it's something might be revolutionary or new here, but might be super popular outside just in mainstream music and whatnot. And because of that, it's new to them and they make it out to be this like big thing and this new thing and just like, oh shoot, this person's different. I like this guy, he's a different sound.
That's the thing. It makes me feel like I'm cheating sometimes. That also kind of like caters to like I guess imposter syndrome in the sense of like no, not to offend anyone's music taste. Anybody can like whatever they like. It's
Of
fine.
course.
But like a lot of pop songs that are on like the Billboard charts or whatever like that,
Yeah.
like I think they're fine. But the thing about pop music, at least that I've discovered when it comes to the major hitting artists,
Mm-hmm.
is that a lot of it is really dumb, very stupid. If you really listen to the lyrics and like just the repetition of like certain melodies and flows and whatever, it's very like baby food
Mm-hmm.
kind of dumb kind of music, but like it has its own thing to it, which is I think why people like it a lot.
Yep.
But like sometimes it makes me feel like I'm cheating because when I do, I mean, I put a lot more thought, I think, into my songs, a lot
Yeah,
more
of
about
course.
my lyrics and things like that.
Of
But
course.
there are times where like I'll be like, I can get away with writing something that doesn't make too much logical sense, and I'll do that and I'll upload it, and people, be like, oh, this is crazy, la 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 la, and it like leads to like a bigger conversation of like what works for, I guess, mainstream and what works for nerdcore. What can you do for mainstream that you could get away with in nerdcore type shit,
Yeah.
or what could you do in nerdcore that if you were not a nerdcore artist would propel you to some type of stardom
Mm-hmm.
if you were just some mainstream guy.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I cheat because I feel like I'm allowed to get away with certain types of like laziness or stupidity or something on like a pop track because that's kind of like if it's not too if it wasn't too heard of like in the scene before now or before around my time maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and that would also kind of cater to that fact that maybe like or to that idea that maybe that maybe I'm like kind of just like cheesing,
Oh, kind of
a
just
career here.
like doing like bare minimum and like
Yeah,
almost in the sense you're min maxing min maxing your shit.
yeah. Well, that's a good way. That's why like I take every song I do very, very, very like I'm super perfectionist. Well, I thought I was a perfectionist until I joined this scene, but I I I am now more of a perfectionist, and like I take it very seriously. I add layers and layers and layers and really think about the lyrics and la. Because like if I'm gonna do pop, the last thing I want is for people to like people that do strictly kind of are nerdcore people to go and listen to, I don't know, a Sabrina Carpenter or something.
Yeah.
She's awesome. I love Espresso,
Yes,
and
sir.
or Charlie XCX or whoever else, and just like come back to me and be like, oh, I realize what pop is now. Not to say that people are dumb and don't know what pop is, but
Yeah.
like I realize what pop is now, and this guy Swoo is a fucking fraud. He's been cheesing. He's been fucking cheating the entire time, making dumb lyrics. Oh, everybody's putting their blood, sweat, and tears. This man hops on a fucking beat and just writes shit that doesn't make any sense. And so to avoid that fate, I put as much energy and passion into
Of course.
the songs because I also want my pop songs to sound super dynamic and super as unique as possible. People have kind of dropped that unique label on me, so now I'm kind of feel like I have to kind of stand in those
Well,
shoes.
who the fuck
And
is saying that? Because we need to have a fucking talk. What the fuck?
I, that's most of the comments I get. You're so unique, underrated. Why don't you have a million subs? Unique, unique, unique. This, and I'm just like, I don't see it, I don't get it, but because you're telling me that,
Yeah,
I guess I
I
gotta
would say
try
you're definitely
now.
unique in the nerdcore community. You're definitely somebody who does something different that not nobody else is really replicating within the community. Like you're one of one within the community
And
for
I can
sure.
see that. I can kind of see that. Just I can't wrap my head around it too much.
Yeah,
But I fair enough, you
yeah.
know.
It's just from that mentality, like you said, like you're looking just at an overarching just music in general. Where my thought process is just within just this little niche of the community.
Hmm.
So it's just two different like ideas and ideals and thought processes to where you might not think you're special, but to somebody who listens to strictly nerdcore, you might be just like this one of one, just very different and unique musician that's doing something that nobody has really heard before. Uh, but it's just all about the perspective of how you're looking at it and what you're considering and all that jazz.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I like how we got onto this because we talked about you being the goat.
For the fucking evoker. Yeah.
Like
Hey, we like talking.
I'm pretty sure Evoker wasn't expecting us to go super in depth with this question, but jokes on you, we made it in depth, man.
Yeah, that's content, man.
That's fucking
Dropping
that's fucking content. Do
like,
you have? Because you're I feel like you're one of those people, and shout out to Drip too because I had Drip on the last episode. At this point in time, by the time you see it, that episode will already be out, so make sure you guys go check that out.
oh,
Um,
drip.
but I feel like you and Drip are like two good examples where, because I know a lot of people put on the labels of, and I hate using these labels, but upper nerdcore and lower nerdcore, like yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like somebody like you, like you're kind of just you're like on the bridge, like in the middle. Like you're in the middle ground. You're like where you're not like super notable, like you're not like a Rustage or a DPS or a Fable, but you're I would definitely wouldn't put you, and this is no disrespect to any of those guys, but I definitely
Hmm.
wouldn't consider yourself like a super small artist in the community, and I wouldn't consider you quote unquote le- lesser nerdcore or upper and lower nerdcore. I wouldn't consider you like lower. But
I
so,
think
oh, sorry.
if no, you're good. I was just gonna say, I think like if I'm to stroke myself here at all, I think like I forgot what song, but like I think like Hobson once said in like in a song once, he was like I'm low key but a big deal type shit. Where I feel like that is a pretty good description of where it's like you. I don't think at this current point in my career, I don't think many people know me. People are finding out about me every day, but I don't think many people know me. But like people know me, if that makes sense. To corroborate to what you're saying, I'm sort of low key in the grand scheme of I think nerdcore, but I'm also once the name comes up, like there's a conversation to be had,
Yep.
and it's I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but like it certainly comes across as such. I
Yeah,
feel.
no, yeah, of course. Like I said, you're kind of like in that middle ground where like you're not putting like doing crazy numbers like a DPS or anything like that, but you're still like a
Yeah.
notable name within the community.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask, do you have any advice maybe for any like the smaller artists who maybe want to try to get more eyes on them and try to build up their channel and their music and just their name as a musician?
I'm gonna try my best because I how do I say? I would say, um, if well, first for me, I can only speak for myself and say that I just think a lot of it was just super. I was super lucky. I mean, luck plays a huge part in
Oh yeah,
most of what we endeavor to do as content creators,
yeah,
but
of course.
I think I just at the time I just made the music I liked making, and it just so happened that a lot more people than I ever would have predicted enjoyed that, and so I got and then and the Tengen Uzui feature happened, and so I was getting feature requests and kind of indoctrinated into the community a bit. Well, I don't know if that's the right word, but I was being put into the community a bit more and
Yep.
stuff, and a lot of it was just super lucky because I didn't think too hard at all.
Mhm.
I didn't come in here with the ambition to be like number one and I make sure I'm on a DPS song or a Rusted song. I need to get those features. I need everybody to know me.
Yeah.
I just came in here to do what I usually would do. and then somehow ended up here. So I can't like clearly explain what, but if I had to give any type of advice, it would just be to find what makes you stand out and to make sure that whatever you're doing, it's some it's as top tier as your abilities will let you.
Yeah.
Because people notice, especially now, people notice work ethic and you know the the quality
Yeah.
a lot, and so you'll get tons of people with huge numbers, at least in comparison to maybe where you're at, hitting you up for features, trying to get you down, and la like that. Rustage had an interview with FaZe. I think Rustage was all like, you know, there are people that, in his words, there are people that like, you know, they rap better than me and they
Or they
do
sing better
different
than
things.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's kind of a win-win when you work with people like that. And so that kind of gives a perspective of like, if you have something that makes you stand out, something that's kind of, you know, something to offer that
Yeah.
like people that, you know, they won't pass up on because you have your own style, you have your own vibe, and that's something that
Yeah.
people would want in your
And
songs.
one of the things too that a lot of people don't realize, especially if you're like a smaller artist, is that some of like those bigger artists, like you said, like you use Rustage as an example from his Beyond the Booth with X Phase.
Yeah,
A lot of those bigger artists, they pay attention to a lot of the smaller people and the music that they put out and stuff like
absolutely.
that. So they pay attention. It just because they might not vocalize it as much, um, or they might not be as like active about it with social medias or whatever, but they pay attention to a lot of stuff. So if you're doing good work, if you're putting in that good like effort, like there's a good chance that somebody of the likes of like a Rustage or a DPS or somebody like that might look at it and be like, oh shit, this is dope. I like this. This guy's got a lot of ability. Is he perfect? No, but now you got eyes on you. It's like, oh, now if you continue to get better and better and better, that's just always something in the back of the mind. It's like, okay, like this dude's dope. Like you're doing something right, and it is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And you might get that opportunity to work with like a Rustage or something like that if you just keep putting in that work. And I get there's some people whose situations that got to work with like a budget they have, so they might not be able to produce such quality music of somebody like a DPS. And to that at that point, like I get people bought with the budgets, but use that budget and use whatever you have to the best of your ability. Because people aren't gonna knock like, oh hey, like I don't have the money to drop on fucking thousands of dollars of equipment. People will understand that.
Yep.
People will understand like, oh, like nobody just has that kind of money sitting around. So work with what you have and do the best with what you got.
Absolutely.
And then if you ever have the opportunity, upgrade wherever you feel like you need to upgrade or wherever other people are telling you like you need to improve on. You can upgrade from depending on that, but work with what you have and do the best with what you have. Because I'm pretty sure, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, you don't really have. I'm assuming you don't have like super high tech equipment yourself.
Not at all.
Exactly. So
People be out here working with analog gear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just once got a big paycheck and I got a 5K mic, and even now I still wonder if it was worth it. I was like,
Yeah, so-
what's the point of that? This room isn't treated as I've mentioned before. And like,
yeah, he just uses plugins to make himself sound better because
man.
he's like in like a lot of reverb in the room that he has, and so it's just like there's ways to work around like some things like, oh hey, this room is untreated. You find other means. There might be a plugin on whatever recording software that you're using.
Yeah.
There might be something to like help out that effect. It might not make it perfect, but it'll at least help. So there's other means of. It's just all about doing what you got to do, right? Like there's people. I know there's some people who use literally their phone microphone.
Yeah.
and no, because for example, I don't know if you know who this is, Swoodeasu, but his name is Gator.
I haven't heard.
Yeah, he's worked with Suyo once. He was on that Suyo's Dobby track.
I'll have to
Buried.
peep. I don't remember it, but I have to peep it.
Yeah. But he told us that he records on a phone microphone. But because of the way he I don't know if he mixes or if somebody else mixes it, but the way that his voice is mixed, you can't tell that it's recorded on a phone because they make up for it with however his vocals get mixed. So you can make the equipment that you got and still sound quality enough where, hey, like, it's listenable. Like, I can listen to this multiple times and that kind of stuff. It's just doing the right motions. And like I said, just keep putting out quality, be consistent, all that stuff. Like that's just stuff that anybody will tell you. But I wanted to ask Swoo that question because he kind of and like you said, luck plays a part of it in some scenarios, but a lot of times what I think is, or this is my ideology on it, but I think I always say things happen for a reason. So like Swoop was saying, he got lucky. He got that Tengen Uzui feature with Game Boy, and a lot of people discovered him that way, and then he kind of just built from that. But at the same time, I think, like, okay, that feature with Game Boy happened for a reason. It's because you make dope music, and Game Boy wanted to notice that and wanted to get you put on because he thinks the same way, right? So where you might see it as lucky, I see it as, okay, it happened for a reason. It's because you're a dope musician and you need a platform to spotlight that, and that's what Game Boy did. So shout out to Game Boy for that too. But it's just all about perspectives too.
Absolutely.
But I wanted to get your advice because I feel like you're one of those prime examples. I got one more question for you, Chief, and this one is a question I picked out just for me. Like this is just a completely random question, but I need to know for personal reasons. And you'll understand when I ask the question.
You better not say what I think you're gonna say.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
No, we'll say it. Say it.
No. What do you think I'm gonna say? Because I want to see if
are you gonna ask me what's in the DMs, dude?
No. I wasn't gonna do that.
Okay. Oh my god, I got bombarded with that shit. I practically have trauma with that shit.
Yeah, for context, we won't go into it, but Schwabity was doing a reaction stream, and Swoodeasu did a little collab with another smaller and talented artist, Shinky.
Love that, man.
And it was more of just like a down bad song for Habana from Fire Force. And Swoodeasu's verse mentioned something about talking a certain way in the DMs, and it got clipped in Schwabity's stream. And I think Schwabity was just like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about in the DMs? And it went viral on Twitter to the point where people kept trying to figure out, Swoo, what do you be talking about in the DM?
All I said was like some in the DMs we'd get canceled. I didn't mean it like we were saying slurs or some shit in the DMs. I just meant like, you know, there are kinks and fetishes out there that like you wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't want the public knowledge finding out.
Yeah, we're on some crazy shit. That's
like,
all.
Swoodeasu's a rope bunny. It's okay. Yeah, I'm kidding.
How'd you know? No, I'm playing.
That's crazy. No,
I think maybe.
That's crazy.
That's all I meant, though. That's all I meant.
Dude, that clip is forever goated in Nerdcore history. I don't care. But
Goodness.
The question that I was going to ask, and this comes from Probably Fire. I know they were a producer, smaller producer. So shout out to them on the productions.
Shout out you.
But they ask, how much we got to pay for another sip?
Oh God.
Now you understand why I asked this question? For context, Sip is my favorite Swoodeasu song. It's an Aqua song from Konosuba. And I know, because like I said, I've had a lot of conversations with Swoodeasu. I know that he's not necessarily super fond of that song. So, but the streets need another Sip.
I don't hate Sip. I'm tired of Sip, I guess. Goodness Christ. It's like my signature song for like when anyone finds out I exist or something. It's the song that people put in Beat Saber and put in fucking all that and their montages and stuff and lots of TikToks for that song on TikTok.
For good reason. It was a good song.
It's great. Like, I appreciate it. I just like, damn. Sip was what, a year ago now? Longer?
Oh
Like,
yeah, a year and a half or something.
yeah, Mega Me. Go stream Mega Me.
Go stream Mega Me,
Goddamn.
his most recent song, his most
Or
very
something,
very
dude.
recent song. But
I don't know what
how
they
much
mean.
would you have to pay? Would somebody have to pay to get you to make another sip?
I don't know what that means. Make
Like
another song like Sip?
yeah, apparently yeah. I'm going to assume like another another song that's similar to the vibe of sip.
Uh, I feel like I have done that plenty. I feel like Cosign is similar to Sip, or um,
Trying to get your cosign.
yeah, you know, it has the same amount of layers
And they
and
say I'm a fake Swoo fan. Get the fuck
but
out
it,
of here.
I don't know. Hey, if I get to okay, wait,
You could
I
do
guess
like what Fable does, like do sip reimagined. Do a
I might,
different.
I'll perform Sip if that's what people
That's
want.
crazy. That's crazy, dude. I would love that. I would love that. I'd go.
Twist that list.
I'd go. I'd go. Feral for a Swoodeasu sip live performance. You can't tell me that would go crazy. That hook wouldn't. You're telling me that hook wouldn't go crazy in a live setting, bro? That.
I think that would go crazy, legitimately.
That's what I'm saying. That's
For
what I'm.
rare moments, I would enjoy that song though.
But no, I could definitely feel it from like a perspective of an artist where a song that you made, it might have been cool at the time, but you get like you said, you see it everywhere. It's people praising it all the time and playing it all the time and stuff like that, where you as the artist can kind of get tired of the song. Not like you said, you don't think it's a bad song, but it's just
Hmm.
you've seen enough of it where it's just like can somebody
I don't know why that
somebody
song
say a
still gets
different
played
song?
to this day. I think it's just my thing. I can mix better than I could at the time, and I do everything better than I could at the time. So I look back at that song and I'm like, how are people finding out about this song like still now? And like kind of like, I'm like, oh, this is the most fire shit I've ever heard. And I'm just like, are you sure?
Well, don't get
The
me
Mega
wrong,
Mean
like
song was mixed better.
but it's
You
just
know?
like you got people like you got songs like your Oshinoko song, which is another banger. You got bangers. Nobody's saying that you don't have
Yeah,
banger songs, but there's just something about the
absolutely.
feeling with Sip, bro.
I guess
And maybe it's just because people love Aqua.
that too.
That too. I feel like Aqua is a very underrated waifu from Konosuba. Most people look at La Latina or Darkness or however or whatever you want to call her. But Aqua always gets looked over, and uh, Sip is the one time where Aqua can kind of have her moment. And dude, I'm just trying to justify reasons why a Sip is as popular as it is, because it's still my favorite song from Swoodeasu to this day. Don't ask me why, because but I just
Hey
fucking
man,
love the song, man. Leave me be.
hey, if y'all like it, that's cool. That's awesome. I'd never
I fucking
fucking
like the
try and
song.
convince you not to. Why would I want that?
But and still going up the rest of his catalog too, because he's got some heaters like Cosign, like his Oshinoko song, his Hokkaido Girl song. That one's a banger as well. His recent one, his Mega Mean song, Crazy Explosion Girl.
I'm saying, give me money so I don't have to make a JJK song, please.
Yeah, give him money. You can also donate in the description. There will also be a link to his OnlyFans you can subscribe to too.
Brother?
It's literally just Rule 34 of Sonic. That's all you.
Brother? I am 24, not 13. I mean, what? I didn't do that when I was 13.
Wait, OnlyFans was around when you were 13?
No, I didn't factor that in my response. You're crazy, dude.
Oh, but no, Swoop. That is kind of everything that I kind of have for you in this episode, man. We kind of touched all the topics that I wanted to talk about. I appreciate you opening up, being transparent about some things. like just BSing about random shit as well. I appreciate
Mhm.
you for taking time to just chat and just tell us about yourself. So I appreciate you for being willing to hop on here.
Absolutely. Anytime. You still gotta let me make the Peep Lounge theme song. You
Yes,
still gotta let me
dude,
do that.
absolutely, dude. If we could get like a little jingle or like a little just 30-second just like snippet that I could play at the beginning of every single one of these, like I can get like a little video made of like a montage of all the different clips with Swoodeasu's music. That'd be a
Yeah, dude,
banger.
dude. Yeah. I'll totally figure that out for sure.
Dude, I was so loved. I would actually fucking love you to death for that. But
I will
Swoop,
totally figure that out.
Swoop, like I normally have people do, like I said, that's all I got for you. So take this time. Tell us where to find you. Tell us what you got cooked up for us in the future, any future projects, anything like that. Tell the audience this is your time. Promote yourself. Anything that you would like. If you want to promote fucking your Fansly, I don't care. Promote whatever.
Okay. Well, find me on at Twitter. What? At Swoodeasu on Twitter. At Swoodeasu on
Smooth.
Instagram. I'm Swoodeasu on TikTok. I'm not Swoodeasu on Roblox. Swoodeasu on Steam. Swoodeasu on Discord, but don't friend request me unless I know you. Fucking Swoodeasu on YouTube.
I like how he said his Roblox and his Steam before his YouTube, which is crazy.
Swoodeasu on Twitch. And as for future plans, I have my next song written. I'm hoping I can work on that and get that going.
Peep Lounge exclusive. Can you tell us what it's about?
It is about, I think it's the anime Tomozaki, something like that. It was like a show about a guy who like had like pretty bad like social anxiety and like
Oh
was kind of
shit!
scared of the world type shit. So he has like a girl
So that's
who
some real
helps
shit.
him reaccommodate. Not the way that I put it. I make these upbeat songs, bro. I'm not gonna get on no deep
That's
or
crazy.
whatever.
Hey, that's
I find a way
respectable.
to spin it.
Gotta
But I
make it
have that going
upbeat
on,
somehow.
and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it, and I will catch all the flack. They can curse me out later if they want to. But me, McGuire, and Shiro Beats have like a EP little album thing we're working on right now.
Oh
So
shit! Let's
that will
fucking
be
go, dude.
that will
I'm
be
gonna get the
happening.
calls just like, dude, you got to take down this fucking Peep Lounge, bro. He wasn't supposed to reveal anything. Imagine.
They can fuck with me if they want to. I'm taking it seriously. So like, and it's exciting. It's exciting. These
That's
changes, that song that came out,
oh, that's a banger song. I
me
love that
McGuire,
song.
yeah,
So that video was
that
funny as
is
fuck.
that will be on there. That was supposed to be a single, but then we took too long. But
Oh, wait, that
still,
wasn't. Wait, I thought that
what?
wasn't that a part of Shiro's album?
Yeah, it ended up being a part of Shiro's album. So I just lied. It won't be on there, but it was supposed to be. But
Oh, that was a part that was supposed to originally be a part of this new project that you're. Okay,
yeah. But then we just let it go on Shiro's album, which is
that
completely cool. But yeah, they're definitely working on that, and I
yes,
think that'll be
sir.
super
We finna
exciting.
be feasting. We finna be feasting on the good stuff here soon. But
I
no,
hope so.
shout out to Sue, guys. Make sure you guys, like he said, go follow him on all social media platforms and on Roblox. Make sure you guys go do all that. Show him some love because dude is mad. Like I said, I've spent a lot of time with Swoodeasu, and I know how he's got a lot of talent, and he's just an overall good fucking dude, bro.
Oh,
He's just an overall good dude. So go show him some love. Go follow him on all social medias. Go
go
stream all
ahead,
of his
just
music.
ask.
Go to Spotify, run up all of his songs, every single one of them. Even Kazuma. He's not gonna want me to
Okay.
mention. He's not gonna want me to mention that, but I'm gonna still need you to run it up regardless. And then
Kazuma's gotten enough running up.
but then after you go
Legitimate.
check out his Spotify, go run up all those same songs up on his YouTube because you gotta go support the YouTube as well. So go, even if you've already heard the song before, go run up every single song on his YouTube as well. Because
And buy your merch.
He needs.
We got merch. Buy your merch.
Yes, go buy some Swoodeasu merch, bro. That shit's fire. I'm still waiting for my free samples from Swoodeasu so I can show it off to you guys. No, I'm kidding.
My fault.
I'm kidding. I was just using that as peer pressure to get you to. No, I'm kidding.
We'll see.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. But no, go seriously. Go everybody. Go show the Swoo some love because dude is mad talented, And there's a reason why I get all these people on the Peep Lounge, man, because I think they're dope. And there's just some people that I want to spotlight within the community. So if you're ever curious, like how he decides, how does Dean decide what guest he gets puts on the Peep Lounge? It's because I think that just strictly because I think they're dope, and I want to give them an extra spotlight where they might not have had it before to kind of just deep dive. Like if you're a Swoo fan, if you're a Swoo fan watching this, I hope that you took something away that you might not have known about Swoo before. Maybe how he approaches music, or just how he is as a person, because a lot of you people might not know Swoodeasu outside of him being a musician. You might not know Swoo the person. So I hope you guys all kind of pick something up and learn something. And even if you're not a fan of Swoodeasu, if you're a fan of the Peep Lounges and this is your introduction to Swoo, I hope we talked enough and you found out enough to figure out on your own that, oh, hey, this dude seems kind of dope. Because like I said, Swoodeasu is a dope person, and I'm glad to, out of everybody that I've ever really had to interact with in the community, I'm glad. And Swoo, I want to say I'm comfortable saying this, but I'm glad to consider somebody like you a friend, and I appreciate you, like I said, for taking time out of your day, even though he just woke up literally right before we recorded this, which by the way was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for me. Nah, but
shit. I feel the same way, man. I love it. I love what you do. I love you don't notice it, everyone else does, and you're awesome to have around. You calm me down sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, man, I love you, man. You're awesome.
I appreciate that, guys. Make sure you guys, like I said, go show Swoo some love. Go check him out on all platforms. I'm assuming his music's out on all streaming platforms. Go run it up wherever you listen to your music. Go check out my reactions. I know you've been peeping that in the background. That's product placement, baby. Go run up all my reactions as well. Let me know down below who are some other people you would like to see on the Peep Lounge, and I could try to make that happen. But yeah, Swoot, again, thank you for hopping on here. This was a good chat, and I appreciate you
having me.
Guys, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Peep Lounge with the one and only Swoot Crazy Swoodeasu. He's mimicking me, and I don't appreciate it. But guys, make sure you guys are staying safe, taking care of yourself. Tell a loved one that you love them, because at the end of the day, you just never know. And I shall see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Fuck, I can't stand this dude, bro.